You get careless. You're waiting. It's just carelessness. Well, I have plenty of time. I have plenty of time. I have plenty of time. No, you don't. Come on, your soul could be required of you tonight. You don't have plenty of time. I got plenty of time to talk to the kids about Jesus. No, you don't. I got plenty of time to encourage my family to consecrate themselves under the things of God. No, you don't. No, you don't. I have plenty of time to witness on the job. Plenty of time to fast and pray. No, you don't. I can tell you this, if you don't fast when you're young, you're definitely not going to fast when you get old. It's a lot harder. Come on. You take medicine 2 or 3 times a day, try fasting on that. Better do it when you're young. Come on, I got plenty of time to study God's Word. No, you don't. It's this carelessness. Carelessness. What is carelessness? Carelessness can cause sloppiness. It's this sloppiness. That's when the enemy comes in. I have spent some time with my big old dog, Bear. He's a ball of enthusiasm. He's a lover at the heart. Happy about everything. Happy, happy, happy. The only time he gets aggressive is when it's food is involved. And Pat kind of, don't go tell her I said this, she kind of throws the food at him, and he snaps it. And he's done that to me a couple times. And we have a conversation. He don't like my conversations. He'll duck his head down and cower down. I am the alpha male to him. But I'll be honest with you, Bruce. I don't want to be bit because he's hungry. You know how many pieces of bologna he gets a morning? He gets a whole package. And about 3 or 4 big slices of cheese. He is not hungry. He's got a bowl of food all the time and water all the time. He eats orange slices. Sister Wilma, him and Buster beg for him, and I just throw them to him, and he loves them. He's not hungry. So I've spent some time. You know, you do it the way you want to do it. If your dog rules your house, that's up to you, okay? But I feel like, Brother Gino, I'm the master. I'm paying the bills. You exist because of me. So I want him, when I speak to him, I want him to obey me. Now, that would be nice if I could get Pat and Joe to do that, all right? But it worked for me today. It worked for me today. He listens to my voice. Now, don't go away thinking Brother McKinnis is mean to his dog. I'm not. I just felt like I needed to explain that, all right? But my neighbor's got 2 big Doberman pinschers. And every day they meet at this, they got a fenced-in fence. They meet at this fence and they bark at each other and act like they're going to kill each other. About 10 seconds later, they walk away. Today they were outside of the fence. And they come across from the barn, Brother Bruce, from the barn up to across the pasture, and I was doing my walk. And Bear was with me. And I looked and I saw the hair on the back of that Doberman standing up on his neck, and there was 2 of them. Bear's a lover. They would get his throat and kill him that quick, and he wouldn't fight back. And he started running towards him like he always does, Brother Jim. And I said, Bear, stop! He stopped immediately, Brother Zach, and came back to me. It worked. It worked. It's, you know, if I didn't have any say over this dog, he might have been really hurt or dead right now. But it's these lessons. And God tries to teach us, folks. God really does try. But do we listen? Do we listen? Now that's a big subject, isn't it? Do we listen? But it's this carelessness and this sloppiness. Your walk with God will not make it with carelessness and sloppiness. Come on, you can't live for God carelessly and sloppy. You got to take this thing serious. Everything is serious when it comes to my relationship with God. God, I'm not playing. I want to be an obedient son or a daughter. I know it's hard. Bear wanted to go, Brother Bruce. He wanted to go play. He didn't see what I saw. He didn't feel what I felt. He didn't feel it. All he knew is this is the same thing we always do. But you don't know. Do I know? No, you don't know. I remember one time standing at General Motors. It wasn't even I just started my ministry. I was about 25 years old, 26, 25. I just started my ministry. I was reading books and preaching and, doing all the things you do to get your first license. It was a big job. And I was standing at General Motors on a line. I was working on the bumper line. And I put on this styrofoam pad that was a shield so when they load the cars, they don't scratch the bumpers. And then I put on the 2 guards. There were 2 guards in the old Buicks back then, 2 guards. It was one big note and a good impact, whatever. And I was standing on that line, and I looked across the line, and the Lord spoke to my heart and said, there's somebody that would take your faith. I looked over and thought, well, that's just a person. I don't even know that person. But after a couple, 2 or 3 months, I realized that person could have destroyed my faith in God. They had an evil spirit about him, a very evil, deceptive spirit about him. Well, I'm the same old Joe. I talk to everybody, buddy up to everybody, happy to see everybody. But I realized their intentions weren't the same as mine. They could have stole. But God warned me. But would I listen? Thank God I did. God warned me. God talked to me. One of the worst days of my life. Almost one of the worst days of my ministry. One of the worst days of my ministry. The night before, the Lord let me have a precious dream. Oh, it was a precious dream. One of the best dreams I've had in my entire life. The next day, I faced something in the ministry. It was one of the worst days. I was accused of something, and they accused me of being a dad that didn't care about his son and mistreated his son. It was abusive to his son. I'll tell you, that one hit me hard. I love Joe. I would never hurt Joe. But to stand there and to be accused of something. 10 minutes later, I'm up preaching their mom's funeral. They sat right on the front row. Danielle looked me in the eyes. You talk about a challenge. And I said wonderful things about her mom. Had to call the next day for some arrangements. Call the phone. Who answered the phone? Her. She doesn't know how I felt. But the night before. Come on, folks. God always helps us. If we're one of his child, he always helps us. The night before, he let me have that precious dream that I've actually lived a few years now, just basking in it. But them things don't come through carelessness. If your walk with God is cold, and I got to close. If your walk with God is cold and indifferent, and you get a little stubborn, you don't want to listen to him. I don't see no benefit in that, Brother McKenna. That's not necessary, Brother McKenna. How do you know? I try to hide from it, right? Come on, am I alone? Take that, this tongue. Sometimes it's these eyes. Sometimes it's this brain. Sometimes it's this, what we touch, what we taste, where we go. All of it affects you, folks. All of it affects you. Everything affects your marriage. Everything affects your marriage. Everything. Doesn't it? Come on, everything affects your marriage. Your marriage can fall apart very easily. I'm talking about your physical marriage, but your spiritual marriage can fall apart too. It takes a full-time job. Crawled up, I was on the floor. I close with this. I said that's the second time I said that, isn't it? I promise you, this is it. I crawled up on the floor. I was on the floor and playing with the dogs last night. Crawled over to where Patchy was laying on the couch there and crawled up there with my toothless mouth. Wait till it's done to you. You'll know how it feels, right? Crawled over there and I'm self-conscious, right? I'm self-conscious right now as I'm talking. Been the whole Bible study, been self-conscious. Crawled over there, and I said, husband and wife thing. Said, I'm going to give you a big old kiss. And she made a little bit of a gesture. It wasn't what I took it as, a little bitty gesture. Like, that's disgusting. Well, you know what was in my mind, Brother Ernie? She's saying that because I don't have any teeth. That wasn't what she was saying. And when she sensed, that's what I felt, Sister Will. She's such a good woman. When she sensed that's what I felt, she said, don't you even go there. I do not. She'd really get on the defense. She wanted me to know, I'll kiss you in any situation. But it's a full-time thing, isn't it? If she said the wrong thing last night, oh, God help you, I'd been man enough to take it. But she's my wife. And nobody hurt me any quicker than her, right? She can affect me. But she picked it up that quick. She picked it up that quick. Come on, folks, we got to be that way with the Lord, don't we? We got to be, God, I don't want to offend you. If what I'm doing offends you, oh, God, please help me. Don't let me offend you. It will hinder your walk with God. So waiting causes carelessness, sloppiness. All right, stand with us tonight. God bless you.